Hello again, comic addicts. It's Joe with Black Box Silver and Bronze, and I've got a bag of goodies here from a trip to California. Let's check it out. Hey, comic addicts. It's Joe with Black Box Silver and Bronze. And before I took my big trip to Tennessee and Florida, I went to California for a weekend. So this one was a while ago. I went out there to visit my son for his senior parents weekend. And I flew into LAX and drove up the coast to San Luis Obispo and hit a couple of shops along the way. So I got the stack of comics to share with you. So on Saturday night, when I was with my son, we went downtown San Luis Obispo. We saw the Batman movie, which I really enjoyed, and it was great spending time with him. But after we got downtown and bought the tickets, we had like half an hour to kill. So we walked around. There was a comic store there called Dr. Kane's, and I was able to bring home one comic book from there, which was Luke Cage, Power Man number 32 from June of 1976, and just a comic to fill in a gap in my Hero for Hire and Power Man run. So that's the only comic book I got up there. But on the way up, I wanted to stop at a store in Ventura, California called Sterling Silver Comics. There's a guy that runs it by the name of Michael. And I had been there before. My sister lives near there. And she had bought me for Christmas a gift certificate to the store. So I wanted to use it. And just before the trip, he had posted something on Instagram that I wanted to get. So I told him I was coming in about a week, and he held it for me. And then while I was there, I dug around. And, I brought home a stack of about maybe 10 or 12 comics with me from his shop. So the first thing I got was a couple of new issues. You might have seen some of similar ones of these that I've shown before. This is NYX number 4, and it's from Dynamite Comics. And during this one particular month, they were making all the covers of their comics have a variant cover, which was an homage to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael number 1, first print from 1985. And so I had picked some of these up here in Hawaii, and he had other ones, Evil Ernie, number 3. He had 3 other ones on the wall that I didn't see when I was looking at them here. And also Unholy, number 3. I like this one. And so I picked these 3 up off of his new comic wall. And then he's got a couple of boxes up on the counter where like the stuff that's new to the shop is in. So I dug through there. I didn't have a whole lot of time because I was trying to get up to spend the time with my son. But I did look through the new boxes. I found Flintstones number 33 from April of 1966. And it was pretty low grade with a spine roll that I ironed out after I got home. But I thought that was a really cool cover with Frankenstein and Dracula on it. And in the story, there's also the other Universal monsters, the mummy and the werewolf. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I grabbed Isis number 6. And this is from 1977, September 1977. And do you remember that TV show, Isis? It was on first aired in September of 1975. It was on I think it was on Saturday morning. And this woman found the amulet that would turn her into Mighty Isis.
"Oh, my queen," said the royal sorcerer to Hatshepsut, "with this amulet, you and your descendants are endowed by the goddess Isis with the powers of the animals and the elements. You will soar as the falcon soars, run with the speed of gazelles, and command the elements of sky and earth." 3,000 years later, a young science teacher dug up this lost treasure and found she was heir to the secrets of Isis. And so, unknown to even her closest friends, Rick Mason and Cindy Lee, she became a dual person. Andrea Thomas, teacher.
Almighty Isis.
And Isis, dedicated foe of evil, defender of the weak, champion of truth and justice.
So I like to pick these up, DCTV, right? So I got a couple of issues of Isis, and I pick them up whenever I can. And then I found this. He had, in addition to the new boxes of comics, he had a stack that he hadn't gone through yet, a box. And he's like, you could take a look through these too. And most of the stuff, I pulled a few things out of there, and most of it was just a buck. This is one of them. This is Hagar the Horrible, issue 0 from Avalon Comics from 1995. And what's interesting about this, it was only $1. What's interesting about this is the first original comic book of Hagar the Horrible. So he was in the newspapers, and he's been in like trade paperbacks, but this is the first comic book. And inside the front cover, it tells you a little bit story about this. And this story was hidden in the archives of Charlton Comics, and it was never printed. And then so they got an artist to draw it up, and that's it. The first issue of Hagar the Horrible in comics. And then this one was pretty cool. I had just recently done the dinosaurs challenge on the Comic Collector Geeks channel. And so dinosaurs were on my mind, and I found this one. This says Tyrannostar up there, the king of the dinosaurs. But this is an issue of the 3D Zone. This is issue number 14 of the 3D Zone from October of 1988. And it's pretty cool too, because the comic book also came with this 3D poster, which is Tor, drawn by Joe Kubert, and these cool 3D glasses. So I snagged that. And then another one that was in this box he let me look through was this one. It's called Dan Panic Funnies. And this is from 1987. Greg Holford is the writer and artist. And it's pretty interesting because the color, it's all black and white and red inside. And it's really funny. I read this, and there's this story in here where basically it's kind of like Shazam. There's this kid here who is like really, he's helping out an old lady, and he's a do-gooder. He's got great morals. And then this wizard, kind of like Shazam, is he's like, finally, I found someone worthy of my powers. And look, this looks very similar to the Shazam thing. And he tries to give the powers to that kid, but Dan Panic gets in the way, and then he gets them. And so he turns into, when he recites the word that he tells them, whoop, whoop, instead of Shazam, when he says whoop, whoop, the lightning bolt transforms him, Shazam, into this big superhero. But he's really not cut out for it, because he, instead of being a hero and helping people out, he takes advantage of his physique to try to pick up girls and stuff like that. So it was really cute. And I also like the art style. It reminds me of another comic book that I like called Silent Invasion. Michael Cherkis, I think, was the artist on that one. I'll put it in here, but it has a similar type of line style to it, which I really like. So I found that something unique. I had never seen that before. I grabbed an issue of Icon number 14. I've been trying to put this, a couple of these runs together, the Hardware and Icon run from the Milestone series. And this is from June of 1994, and that's a John Byrne cover. So that was, I think it was like $1.80, something like that. So I grabbed that. And adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles knockoff. This is from November of 1986. I believe it was a 7 or 8 issue series. I've got 3 or 4 of them now. So I grabbed that one. It does have a wraparound cover, but I have a whiteboard on the back, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. And what else? I got a Silver Age comic, Challengers of the Unknown, number 58. This was really cheap. You only wanted like $1 or $2 for this. It's from November of 1967. Somebody's initials are right there, but I grabbed it because I thought that was a really cool character. This atomic guy, Neutro, really cool cover. Okay, and then so what did I go for? What did I use my gift certificate from my sister on? This one. And again, dinosaurs were on my mind. This is Jurassic Park #1, and this is the Ambercrhome edition. So it has a chrome cover, but it's got amber tint to it. And this is a very rare comic. It's really hard to find. So when he posted it, I made a deal with him on it, and then I used my gift certificate towards it. So thanks to my sis for that. That's Gil Kane cover, if I didn't say that already. And what's really interesting about this was I really didn't understand why it was called the Ambercrhome cover. I heard of it, but I'm like, what's Ambercrhome? Ambercrhome. But that weekend, I bought this, I think on like a Thursday afternoon. And then Saturday night, I went to the movies with my son, saw the Batman. And one of the previews was for the final Jurassic World movie. And then it dawned on me. I remember in the Jurassic Park movie how they found the dinosaur DNA in amber. And so that's why it's called the Ambercrhome. But it's really cool. And you can find Jurassic Park #1, the regular cover. It's the same image, but it's not the holographic or prismatic edition. But this one is really cool. So really happy to have that one. So that was the main reason I went to the shop, and then I found everything else. And so then I was continuing up the coast, heading up to see my son, and my sister is a teacher. And so school was in session. So, but she was going to be able to meet me on one of her breaks. So I drove up there. I was there about 45 minutes early. And so I had to kill some time. But right out in front of her school is this main street, which is blocked off to traffic, and it's just pedestrian traffic on there. And so I figured I'll just go down there and kill some time. And I walked around down there, and there was a comic book store, wasn't open yet. And there were some thrift stores. I went in the thrift stores. In one thrift store, I got this big wool blanket, a Naval Academy blanket from where I went to school. I saw it hanging up on the wall there. And so I took that home with me. But then in this other store called Copperfields in Ventura on Main Street, I found something that was really cool. I went in, they had some old books. I was looking at the old books. And in this one cabinet, I saw something that caught my eye. And it was this. It was the Buck Rogers.
Someone isn't gonna like that.
Pop-up book. So this is not a comic book, but it's, Buck Rogers has been in the comics. But this is a pop-up book from 1935. So I asked if I could look at it. They showed it to me. And, when you open the cover, it's got this amazing pop-up, very colorful, very cool. And there's 3 pop-ups throughout the book. There's one on the front cover, there's one on the back cover, and there's one right in the middle. And then when you go through here, it's got a story, but also art like comic books. And this is called Adventures in the Spider Ship. And so you read along, and then, it's got these different pictures. And then the story continues, and then there's a pop-up, and then the story continues, and there's a pop-up at the very end. And so the pop-up in the middle is broken. It's missing a piece. Otherwise, this book is complete and it's in really nice shape. And so they gave me a military discount on it. With the military discount, I got it for $70. And I looked this up, and a complete copy of this is going for like $300 to $400. I don't know if people are paying that, but that's what it's listed for. And so I thought, oh, $70, that's kind of a steal, even though, you know, the pop-up is there. It's a piece of it is missing. Most of it is there. But while I was looking it up, I also found on Etsy a beat-up copy, this one, for $20. And this one has all the complete pop-ups in it. The back cover is detached. This one is very, very low grade. But I figured between $70 and $20, I can take the pop-up out of here that I'm missing and put it into this one, which is in much better shape. And I will have a really nice complete copy. And maybe the stuff that's left, I'll be able to sell to someone else who needs some parts and recoup some of my money. So that's a project coming down the pipe for me. That's it. It was a short haul, but some cool stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time, comic addicts. Bye-bye.